Good morning. Welcome to a special edition, a Sunday morning edition of Down South Sports Fanatics. It's a little early edition. We ain't going to be on long. We want to go over some teams, some fantasy and stuff. I'm joined by my co-host, my man, the voice himself. What's up, Dave Robin?
Hey, what's going on, man? What's happening this beautiful Sunday morning?
That is a beautiful view in the back, bro. You need to do it more outside.
Oh, I know. I'm going to have to get out here more. I got kicked out this morning. They say I'm being too loud in there, so I came outside.
That's what they do to us. What's up, Lance? That's what they do to us this morning. What's going on, y'all? Listen, what's up, man? Look, I want to first send a shout out to my guy playing today against the Jaguars, and a happy birthday to Mr. Patrick Mahomes.
What's Mahomes now, about 27, 28?
Yeah, it's funny, Dave. You know, me and him have the same birthday today. That's my
Happy
favorite
birthday,
player.
my man. Happy
Thank you, brother. I
birthday.
appreciate
I'm
it.
bad with birthdays, dude. I'm terrible with birthdays, man.
I'm
not gonna lie.
51 today. Good night.
Man, wait, what was that? What was that?
I'm 51 today. You met me when you met me when I was in my 20s.
Probably so, man. Probably so. I can think of it was a pretty funny movie. I'm trying to think of with that Forgetting Sarah Marshall, where the guy talks about his age.
Oh,
he stopped keeping track of it at one point in time.
Well, look, let's dive into it, man. They got a couple of last-minute injury guys coming in. You know, of course, C.J. Sproul, he came up on the injury report last minute, man, but he's expected to play. That's crazy.
Yeah, I guess, man, a little easier match, slightly better matchup maybe for those guys. But, yeah, I mean, that's something to keep an eye on. Hang on, I got planes. That's the only bad part about being outside.
Right. We can hear you. I can hear you. So, listen.
Feels like a New York Mets game. The airplane's going overhead. Where you can't hear anything for 10 seconds.
Lance said, happy birthday from prom, Richie.
Hey, man, I know we're not going to get into that, but just crazy game, man. Just crazy game.
We're going to dive in that later on this evening, y'all. But listen, also, too, Brandon Cooks, he was on the injury report this morning for fantasy. He's expected to suit up, of course. DeAndre Hopkins, he's on the injury report, but he's expected to play.
Yeah. I tell you, man, this is when you got to have depth in those fantasy leagues, Rich. I mean, you got, Gus Edwards, Justice Hill getting a shot in Baltimore.
Yeah.
Dobbins is out for the season. You got Austin Eckler out. So Joshua Kelly becomes important, man.
I think a big hit this week is Aaron Jones.
Yeah. I was about to say maybe.
He hasn't been ruled out, but he's not expected to play. So
a lot of A.J. Dillon.
A lot of you fantasy ones go pick up some A.J. Dillon.
What's going on?
What do you think about that game, man?
What's that now?
What you're saying? Go ahead.
Oh, no, my bad. I had something out here. That's the only bad thing about being outside. I missed something once in a while. But no, what you say about the Packers, man, what's going on with – I know Christian Watson, I believe, still out. What's going on with the other receiver, Romeo Doubs?
Romeo Doubs is in. He's playing.
All right.
I was kind of on the fence about putting him in my starting lineup because I got him in a few of my leagues, but I'm not putting him in.
I'll tell you, we're going to get that game too, Richie. It looks like that's going to be the game that we're going to see over here, unless you got an NFL package. Yeah, it looks like we're going to get Green Bay and Atlanta early on. So that'll be fun for the fantasy match.
I tell you what, man, the Tyler Algier, that's an interesting move, man, because you got two running backs right there. One's supposed to be the all-world running back, the first-round pick, and Bijan Robinson. But I think Tyler Algier, man, he's putting up numbers. I mean, they splitting time.
It's almost like, with the Saints, man. I mean, it's funny. We remember about the Saints with we had Ricky Williams. Then we drafted Deuce McAllister when he was only a few years into the league. We had Deuce, who was coming off the ACL. We go get Reggie Bush. So, I mean, it's like almost, Sean Payton, Belichick, these guys ran these committee systems, with running backs. And I think now, man, you're just seeing a lot more of it, man.
A lot more of it. And, it's crazy. These early injuries, like the first week was like, I think it's a lot of fatigue. I think it's a lot of training camp. I think it's a lot of guys knocking off rust. Because there's a lot of injuries out there. I mean, Austin Eckler's out already. I mean, he's been known to get nicked up, but I mean, I think it's early on for him to get nicked up so quick.
Yeah, and I mean, we even saw last week with playing Titans. I mean, Derrick Henry's been used to getting like 250, 300 carries a season. I don't know if that's going to happen this year, man. Because I mean, Tajay Spears got a lot of snaps. I mean, and Derrick Henry's getting closer to 30. So, I mean, teams are changing the way they do things. I mean, even though the Falcons drafted Bijan so high, man, I think Tyler Algier is still going to be really important. I think they're going to use Bijan almost like we use Kamara a little bit,
Yeah. Another interesting game is the Ravens at the Bengals. I think Joe Burrow is going to have a better game. I mean, he has to. I mean, he can't get no worse. Lord have mercy.
Right.
I mean, T. Higgins went with 0 catches on 6 targets. That's unheard of for him.
Yeah, man, it's funny. He just got traded, and our buddy Chris, Texas Chris, man, he'll tell you all about that T. Higgins trade he just made in one of our dynasty leagues, man.
He did. He traded him.
Oh yeah, yeah. He got him in a trade. Another guy was desperate for a quarterback, Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Was on that guy's team, so he was down to Kenny Pickett, and man, I don't even know if he had another quarterback. He traded him Jared Goff. And remember, this is a dynasty league, so it's a little different, feel to it. But yeah, man, T. Higgins, Chris just got him. He was like all excited this whole week about
somebody
that move,
traded
man.
Jared Goff for T. Higgins.
Yeah, well, see, I guess we always talk about fantasy. I always see like people put like stuff on Facebook and these fantasy forums. I guess it's really one of those situations where you almost have to feel the whole roster. You know what I mean? Like this guy had like Jamar Chase, he's got Deebo Samuel as receivers, so he's pretty good there. But man, at quarterback, all of a sudden with Rodgers, he's got Kenny Pickett. And I think he's got one of these younger guys that's not playing. I can't think of who's his third quarterback, but it's somebody that's not starting. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But
it's more like a project guy, like a Hendon Hooker or something like that.
But I mean, it seemed like he would be good at quarterback. I don't know why he would trade his best receiver.
And the thing is, we play two. Well, he's probably like his second, maybe third best. Because you got Jamar Chase there on his team. He's got Jamar Chase and he's got Deebo Samuel.
And T. Higgins.
Well, right, he's got Jamar Chase, Deebo, and T. Higgins. That was like the strong suit of his team.
I don't usually like having the same two receivers on a team. I don't like that.
And that's part of the reason too. I'm like, in a way, I don't think it affected him as bad. Because I hate, man. I know in fantasy, everybody remember that was the old school thing. You wanted that quarterback with that receiver, and it's like, man, I think as time moved on in fantasy, we learned that's not the way to go.
I'm stuck in a dynasty league right now, dude, with Dalvin Cook and Breece Hall.
Yeah, but see, you know what? The handcuff thing with running back isn't so bad because I mean, you're always gonna have those injuries.
But I can only have 5 running backs on my roster. That's the rule. So
I got you.
So I have to carry him no matter what. And I don't like that at all, dude.
I think everybody went and picked up like Joshua Kelly this week. Gus Edwards,
Joshua Kelly was heavily picked up this week in fantasy. Man.
Yeah,
him. I mean, a lot of guys. I think you're going to tell. We all agreed last week was just a total disaster for fantasy football. I think you're going to see a lot.
It was.
For a lot of teams. I'm liking your guy. I like the Tampa Bay Chicago matchup.
Yeah.
I hope Justin Fields has a better game. I think Rachaad White's going to be the difference in that game.
He could be, man. I mean, I tell you, the young running backs are going to be really interesting to watch in that game. I mean, you got Rashawn Johnson on the other side. You got Rachaad White, with
I picked him up this week. Can you believe he was available?
Who's that? Rachaad White?
No, I'm talking about
Johnson.
Johnson.
Yeah, and it's funny, man, because I got a trade offer. I got him in one of my dynasty leagues, and a guy's trying to offer me like a 3rd-round pick. I'm like, dude, what the hell are you thinking? I said, I drafted the kid in the 2nd round, and we do like a rookie draft, and I mean, he was a 2nd-round pick for me in a rookie draft.
3rd round for him?
3rd rounder, and I mean, the guy's a Bears fan from what it sounds like. I'm like, dude, you should know even more. So if you watch that game, we're seeing, the notes from that game. A lot of writers in Chicago are saying he looks like he's about to be the back out there, man. I mean, they got Dante Foreman and Khalil Herbert, and Herbert's going to be a solid back, but Foreman's almost got one foot out the league. And, I mean, that guy's he's a short yardage runner at best, Johnson, man, he could do everything.
You know who Johnson reminds me of?
Who's that?
Nick Chubb.
Yeah, a little bit, man. Physical, real balance. I mean, he ain't like real super quiet, crazy fast, but he's fast enough,
He's not flashy. He's not that. He just knows about his business, and that's it. That's what it reminds me of.
Yeah, and what he had, like 5 or 6 catches last week. So,
people don't realize he backed up Bijan Robinson. And come on, man.
Look, dude, it happens that way. Look, how many times we've seen it before? Like, I mean, you're a USC fan. How both of those running backs made it to the pros, with Reggie Bush, Wendell White back in the day.
Look at Josh Jacobs. He was a backup.
Yep, that's what I'm saying. Look, Alabama, like you said, good example, man. It always happens. Thurman Thomas with Barry Sanders back in the day.
Kenyon Drake was a backup at Alabama.
There you go. So I mean, Bijan, man, overshadowed him, but this kid could play,
that's a good thing. What about you? Are you think? I know you're high on the Denver Washington game. Sam Howell, are you high on him still?
I like Howell, man. I'm interested to see what he does today because Denver's, on paper, pretty good defense. I mean, you got Patrick Surtain back there and Justin Simmons, good guys in that secondary.
Believe it or not, statistically, their secondary is ranked number 1.
Yeah, they're dangerous, man. I mean, they got a really good defense all around. I mean, even after moving on from Bradley Chubb before, they still got some talent over there.
Yeah. So, I mean, you got to. I mean, do you think? Let me ask you another fantasy question. Do you think Tyreek Hill is going to have another big game against Belichick, or do you think Belichick neutralizes him?
That way, said who with Belichick? My bad, I got a plane going overhead.
Oh, no problem. I said, do you think Tyreek Hill is going to have another monster game against Bill Belichick, or you think they're going to tone it down?
Man, I'll tell you one thing. If there's one coach in the league that could take something away, that's always been their philosophy, take away the best option on the other team. Man, I don't know, dude. Tyreek Hill's just on a different planet, man. I don't know. I don't know. I don't put anything past that guy.
Do you know what's funny? You say that. We talk about Belichick. There was a report last week. Dallas Goedert didn't have no catches against Belichick. Yeah. And Belichick came out and said they geared their defensive game plan around Goddard because he thinks it all starts with him. Ain't that crazy?
That's interesting. I mean, he, I guess maybe taking away the middle of the field for Hurts, and forcing him to the sidelines more, and maybe so.
Well, yeah, we're going to look. Lance just asking about it. We'll dive into it right now. The big matchup between the Chiefs and the Jaguars. Oh.
And are we're gonna get that game out here, right? That's gonna be televised locally. Okay.
Televised at 12:00.
So we're gonna have back and forth Packers, Falcons, Jaguars, Chiefs. I mean, I like that. That's a good early slate.
I mean, it's good having an NFL Sunday ticket, but good night, man. You don't know what to watch. It's like, good Lord.
No. Yeah, I was about to say I had a family member that had it a couple years ago, and I mean, I tell you, dude, it is tough, dude. I mean, it
drives you crazy. It's like the decisions. It's like when you have all them good players on fantasy, you don't know who to start. It's like, what?
Oh yeah, no, exactly. I mean, it's like you almost got to keep channel surfing, the whole time. That's all you're doing. You don't ever watch commercials. Let's put it that way.
I tell you what, Dave, I've seen such a great improvement by Trevor Lawrence, dude. He is just. Yeah. I really think he's the next big quarterback in this league, dude. I really do.
Yeah, I mean, he could be, dude. He's got a lot of talent. I mean, we know all about the guys around him on offense. I mean, we saw what Ridley did last week. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it's somebody. Well, I mean, Ridley looks like he's the number one target after 1 week, but man, I wouldn't be surprised if they go back to somebody like Evan Ingram or Christian Kirk gets more involved or something like that. It seems like they're going to spread the ball around. And
he couldn't have a better coach than Doug Peterson to coach him too.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, like that's what we were talking about on the past podcast. I know you brought that up, man, and he was one of the best coaching signings that people didn't talk about at the time. It was a funny thing how the league, our fans, we get like, look, Peterson had all that success in Philadelphia, then we kind of left it alone. We didn't talk about it much. Jacksonville picks him up. Nobody's really talking that much about it. Now look at it. They're almost on the verge of being.
I mean, Doug Peterson's known around the league as a great quarterbacks coach too.
Yeah. So, look what he did. I mean, look, Carson Wentz, it hasn't been the same since he's been gone, since they weren't working together.
He was an early development in Brett Favre's career.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's right. I mean, he was former Packer quarterback. I want to say, wasn't he one of the second or third string quarterbacks with?
He was with the Green Bay.
So, I was about to say, I remember that from my Madden games, man. Back in the day, you always, you'd see the names and you won't forget them. It's like he was there.
I think, talking about that game, so I think Patrick Mahomes is going to have a bounce-back game. Kelsey's back, of course. They got Chris Jones back. I think it's crazy. There have only been 3 teams that started 0-2 after winning the Super Bowl. That's crazy. And one of them was a strike year. One of them was a strike year, and one of them's a year with the Cowboys when Emmitt Smith was doing that holdout.
Oh yeah, remember that? Yeah, absolutely. So I mean, look, it's not a total death sentence, but you don't want to start 0-2. Let's be real. I mean, that's why I was so happy about the Saints getting that win last week. You get that first one, it feels a lot better,
And also too, people think I'm crazy. I don't know why, but it's just my opinion, and I got a feel for it. I think Kadarius Toney's going to have a bounce back game.
It's funny because, I mean, let's be real. I mean, Patrick Mahomes spoke well, Tony. You got to go to the guy. He just had the worst game of his career. I mean, he's had a very young career. He's been unavailable a lot. But, yeah, you almost got to go back to the guy, like, early on, too. I expect something early. They draw up some plays for him in the first half, to where he could touch the ball and get a rhythm going. Because, I mean, that guy, he has to be a part of their offense, Rich. I mean, they don't have a bunch of stars at receiver. I mean, let's be real. Outside of Kelsey, it's very suspect on who Patrick Mahomes is going to throw the ball to.
Very, very suspect. Look, but let's dive into the 49ers, man. They're the real deal. I tell you that right now. My buddy Nick just joined. I want to talk about it while he's on for a little bit. I tell you what, man. I don't see a team more put together in the league than the 49ers right now.
Yeah, dude, they're loaded. Yeah. I mean, Purdy, dude, look, I like watching that guy, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't have any love for the 49ers. I always got bad memories from the NFC West days when they did the 2011 playoffs.
But it's our job to give a great opinion.
Absolutely.
About it. And honest opinion.
They're loaded. They're loaded everywhere. Yeah, they're probably the best team on paper right now.
In the NFL, I would agree with you on that. Wouldn't you agree that? Don't you think right now? I think the 49ers are the best team in the NFL.
Yeah, on paper, I think it's always like kind of is Purdy for real. You know, I think everybody week to week is almost like watching him closely. Like, is he gonna kind of come down to reality, or he's gonna keep just putting up 200,
I tell you,
225, 250,
I
two
tell you
touchdowns,
what,
no
I tell
turnovers?
you
You know what
what,
I mean?
Dave. The way the NFC looks right now, and
Mm.
you know me. I know Nick said about Purdy. You know me, Dave. You know, Dave. I've been talking about Purdy for the last 2 weeks. Kid's
Yeah,
good, man. I tell you what, I wouldn't be
he is,
shocked
man.
the way that the NFC is right now. I would
Mm.
not be shocked to see a Saints 49ers NFC Championship game.
Look, it could be. You know, it's funny, Richie. I know we watched the Thursday night game, man, and I mean, it was a little bit of a sloppy game. Let's be real. I mean, at one
Yeah.
point, like, I had people messaging me, man, these teams look like they both went out and did some drugs and drank a lot before this game, because it was like, it was sloppy. I mean,
Yeah.
it was really bad at times. But, I mean, I don't know, man. Philadelphia, I think they're a good team. It's just hard to lose the Super Bowl and get back there. You know what I'm saying? It's just, it doesn't happen too often.
I
You know what
tell
I mean?
you bring up a great point. I just don't think, and I got him. I don't think Hurts. It don't look like himself. Something's wrong.
No, dude. I don't think. I think he's got a ton of talent. I don't think. Look, I'm not taking anything away from the guy. I don't want somebody to say, "Oh man, you crazy, Hurts is good," but I don't think he's. That's why I didn't have him in my top 5. I think he's a good quarterback, but I think he's got a ton of talent around him. I think he's a good quarterback, but I don't know, man. We might be. Let's be real. You talk about Brock Purdy. How far away is Brock Purdy and Jalen Hurts? Honestly, I know.
I mean, right now, honestly,
I think it's closer to what people think.
I think honestly, I would take Purdy right now.
That's what I'm saying. It's a lot closer than people think, man. I mean, Purdy, he's so composed, man. He almost reminds me
let's be
of like a
honest with
Breeze
ourselves.
type
Purdy,
guy,
it's just opinion, and we'll never know. If
Right.
Purdy stays healthy in that game, I think the 49ers win that game.
It's possible, dude. I mean, Purdy, I don't know, man. We watched Drew Brees for so many years, and I'm not saying he's exactly like Drew Brees, but some of the fast decision making, the calm confidence that he has about himself.
You hitting all points. That is his decision making is quick. His reads. I mean, he don't miss a beat, dude.
That's what I'm saying. And that's all you do when you got so much talent around him like that, dude. And it's like, and makes you wonder because people can say, oh, well, what if he didn't have this? What if he didn't have that? But man, look, he's got a great play caller. He does have talent around him, but he's making the most of him because I mean, he looks better than what Lance looked like. He looked better than Garoppolo.
Yeah.
So I mean, the kid's good. I mean, you can't take it away from him.
Nick said NFC, and he said Saints Niners NFC Championship game. The Saints better get a better offensive line. They better get it together.
Yeah,
they need to bench Ben Pennington. That's what they need to do. Good night.
Yeah.
That was
you can't play around with that, man. You can't play around with those guys. Speaking of which,
dude, if we play the 49ers with that offensive line right now, oh my Lord, they would eat our lunch, dude.
Yeah, they're pretty dangerous, man. Speaking of that, man, what do you think about, I know we were talking about the 49ers, but man, talking about last week, you brought up, Penning and everything. And what about the Titans, man, this week? I mean, do they, being that we played them, we squeaked out a win against them. They go against the Chargers, without Eckler, man. And I mean, I don't know, man. That's an interesting game to me. I don't know why. I don't know. That's a game I wouldn't bet on. Like, I don't know I have no clue what's going to happen in that game.
It's crazy. I've looked at the matchup, and Derrick Henry has had monster games against them.
Against the Chargers, yeah. That makes sense. I mean, they got a talented secondary. Maybe their run defense is a little bit
on
the softer side.
Surprised me last week, man. The defense is a lot better than what people think. And they got a really good run defense, too. They really do.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. That's what's interesting in that type of game, man. I mean, there's a lot of – look, I'll tell you this, man. It's kind of cool the Saints playing Monday night because there's a lot of just, like, interesting fantasy matchups today, man. I mean, like you said, that Chiefs-Jaguars is probably at the top of the list. But, man, I mean, like I said, I'm going to be looking – dude, I'm telling you, I'm probably going to give equal time to the Packers and the Falcons, man. What's weird about that game? I want to see the young quarterbacks, Love and, Desmond Ridder. But Atlanta, man – we keep saying that. To me, it just feels like there's so much offensive firepower there that's ready to explode. It's just –
I can't – you know what? I'm talking about other games too, man. I'm benching on Najee Harris this week. I don't care what nobody says.
Dude, he's hard to start right now. Yeah.
He's got to show me something. I took him out. I put T. Higgins in. I took him out.
Yeah, Higgins, I think, like you said, I think the Bengals bounce back, man. I think there's no way Burrow's is bad. I mean, that's – that's going to be – and the Ravens are banged up, man, not only on offense but on defense too, So,
they missed two offensive linemen today.
Yeah, I think the Bengals have to come out today and win that game. I'm starting Gus Edwards in one of my leagues, actually, one of my dynasty leagues. So I'm hoping that it doesn't happen too soon, too early, because how it is, man. If Burrow can, once he gets hot, man, I mean, it could be – I don't think the Ravens have that offense to come from behind, So I'm hoping it's kind of a grinded out game, and then maybe the Bengals come out in the second half and start, dishing it out.
As we get through this week, I wake up every Sunday morning, and when we play Monday night, I'm like, okay, one game closer to getting Kamara back. One game closer.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I think we need him, man. I tell you, it's funny. Like Jamal Williams, you see like in the sleeper app, one of the formats we play on. Man, Jamal Williams is trending big time down, man. Like and all it takes is one bad game, and people turn quickly,
Yeah.
So it's like I don't know, man. Jamal's got to bounce back tomorrow night, fantasy wise. I know we're talking a lot of fantasy right now. Like if he doesn't play well tomorrow night, you're gonna see a lot of drops with Jamal Williams coming up in the next week or two.
Yeah, he said, look, Nick posted on a thing. He said the Bengals started off slow last year.
Yeah, and it's true, man. It's like you said, it's hard to get so far in a season and then come up a little short.
I don't know if you can get away with starting slow in the AFC as much as you could the NFC, because I mean, the AFC's man.
Yeah, you're right, Rich. There's a lot of teams, man, that probably it's crazy. There's probably 2 or 3 teams that won't make the playoffs in AFC this year that could be easily playoff teams in NFC right now.
Yeah, and I think I think we playing the Jaguars. I think they got the easiest schedule, man. They're gonna win that division easily.
Yeah, they're like the Saints of the AFC almost, like you said, with schedule strength, man. So I mean, they've got a chance to really pounce on those weaker teams. I mean, look, Chris isn't here. I know he's gonna be, but I mean, let's be real. Texans, they're not there yet. Colts look like they're gonna be a little rough. I mean, I don't know what's gonna happen today. I know Zach Moss is coming back.
Yeah.
I don't know if anything's going to save them besides Jonathan Taylor.
Man. Anthony Richardson looks good. He does.
He did, man. Despite the issues that's going on, he looked good.
You would have to say of all the rookie quarterbacks, he looks the best.
Yeah, man. I thought Bryce Young looked kind of rough. I thought C.J. Stroud. I don't think C.J. Stroud played badly, but it's going to be a work in progress because he doesn't have a ton of options in that receiving core. But or nothing that's definitive yet. But I mean, Richardson.
Jared's asking a question real quick. Should he put Tyler in on his flex over Puka? Yes. Tyler
over who?
Over Puka.
Yeah, Puka Nacua is weird, man. I mean,
49ers today, and he's kind of nicked up. I would definitely put Tyler Algier in.
Yeah, Tyler Algier, I think is going to ball out, dude. I think that kid. I mean, if you watch his runs, dude, he had a couple runs where he's a force between the tackles, but dude, he bounced outside for one of those touchdowns. That
Jared, I think me and Dave both agree. I would put Tyler Algier in.
Dude, I mean, we saw what he did to us last year. I mean, that dude is a dog, man. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you, Richie. If that guy was a Saint, dude, people down here would absolutely love him. I mean, he just runs as hard as anybody in the league right now.
And he don't get the respect. It's crazy. I'm not a Falcons fan. I hate.
No, I mean, I hate the Falcons too, but it's like it's scary knowing this guy's there.
The guy.
Oh, dude, the Falcons look. And I
don't think if it would have been any other running back other than Bijan Robinson, they're not taking a running back there. That's the only reason.
No. I agree. I think they have a game plan. I mean, look, dude, remember Terry Fontenot was their general manager. Look where he came from, New Orleans. You know what I mean? So, and he's putting together some – we've said it so many times on these podcasts. Kyle Pitts, Drake London, Algier, Robinson. Dude, they got so much talent. I mean, I hate to say it because I can't stand the Falcons, but, dude, they're loaded on offense.
Yeah, good job.
Quarterback,
Good job there, Jared. He said, thanks for the info. He just changed his lineup. Look, we're not perfect, but we can help you out. Just let us know.
Look, and watch, Puka Nacua is going to go for like 30 fantasy points today.
We're going to look like idiots.
Look, he's an interesting player, man. I like the Nacua kid, man.
I like Algier anyway. I would take him.
Oh, yeah. Algier, I don't bet against that guy right now because I think he's so important to what they do, man.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's a good pick. So, Dave, listen, I mean, we went over a lot of things today. I know it's a short morning. We're going to go back on this afternoon, y'all. We're going to dive into the early games. We're going to talk about some college. We're going to go on probably like 5:30, 6 o'clock, just so y'all know, so everybody be ready. Well, look, man, go enjoy your morning. I got to get ready. Got these kids coming over to celebrate, so
That's what's up, man. That's what's up, dude. Get the birthday game going, man.
Yeah,
Happy birthday once again, dude.
Look, thanks everybody for joining us. Look, if y'all want to inbox us for questions about fantasy, look, feel free. Me and David help you out as much as we can.
It's always fun, dude.
All right, my brother. Look, have a good morning. Pleasure.
Do the same, man. Thanks, man. Y'all be good.
Later. All right, brother.
Later.